Welcome to the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show. It's Jeff DiVeronica and Steve Bradley here to talk some Section 5 hockey. And Steve, it looks like there's a brand new team in town, but there really kind of isn't. Who is this team?
It is a new team, but it's a combination of two teams that have been around for a while. They're called the Portside Royals. It's a Brockport Spencerport combined team with a brand new logo. They're off to a 2-1 start. Greg Stahl, who has coached the Brockport team for a long time, is the head coach, and he's joining us along with senior forward Ryan Plouffe.
Well, let's first say welcome, gentlemen, and let's Coach Stahl, welcome to our specialties Skype hotline, and thanks for coming on the show. I guess when did the movement start that we're going to need to combine these two West Side schools into one? Was that a long time ago or just a couple months ago?
It was a few months after the season ended last year. It was really a decision that wasn't made at the coaches level. Obviously, it was a decision made by the two school districts, and we just they made that decision, and we've moved on from there and done the best we can with it.
And the two teams, Jeff, have had success through the years. Brockport last year, 8-3-1. They were the number 4 seed in Class B. Spencerport, 6-6, number 7 seed in Class B. Ryan, I've heard there's about a 50-50 split in the representation from each school. Did you know a lot of the players from playing travel hockey? Has it been an easy assimilation of the team?
We've actually done pretty well getting together and all that. Coach has really emphasized on it's just one team. There's no more Spencerport or just Brockport. But yeah, I have known a few of the seniors from previous travel games and some from younger, just travel games. But other than we're merging together pretty well.
So, Coach Stahl, who came up with the name Portside Royals? Was that also at the administrative level, or was there any sort of contest? Where'd that emerge from?
Yeah, the players all voted on different names. First, they came up with ideas. We had a lot of different port ideas. Not port wine, but port everything else. Port City, Port Town, because you got the Spencerport and the Brockport, and we're both on the canal here. So we came up with Portside. And it was all voted upon by the players, and they, the seniors, Ryan, Johnny, and Evan, a couple of our captains, and they really did a good job of putting everything together. So.
And speaking of putting everything together, Greg, I think the logo is one of the best in Section 5. And having seen the sweaters last week and on social media, you've got a great look to the team. Who designed the logo and the sweaters?
Yeah, so we can't. It was one of the players' sister did the logo. Liam McGrath's sister, and they did a really nice job of really putting that together and coming up with the different ideas. And we really wanted it to not be Spencerport or Brockport, and they did a really nice job with the bridge and, like I said, emphasizing that port idea. But they put a lot of effort into giving us some ideas. And then the boys took those ideas and voted on which one they liked best. So it came out great.
I got to be honest with you. I really like the idea because when I see some of these combined team names that are like 4 schools combined into one, and how do you list that in a box score or in the newspaper or on a website? It's like Eastridge, Gates, East Rochester, all like one team. It gets a bit cumbersome. So kind of cool that Brockport and Spencerport took this path. Let's take a quick break, come back. Let's talk about some hockey and talk about this team, talk about scoring some goals and a couple of freshman goalies. We'll take a quick break. You're watching the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show on Rock Sports Now.
There's a path to success full of challenges, rewards, inspiration, and strength. A strength that only the U.S. Army Reserve can give you. The skills and experiences you'll get will give you an advantage in your civilian life. Stay close to home, train to develop your strengths, and get on a path to success. Find out more at goarmy.com/reserve.
For more information, contact Syracuse Army Recruiting Center, 315-449-2830. There's strong. Then there's Army Strong, paid for by the U.S. Army.
Baby, sweet baby, oh baby,
Whether you come here as a 6th grader or a 9th grader, you have to spend your 4, 5, 6 years here and just get involved in so many different things. And then you're going to go out and set fire on the earth. When you get through McQuay Jesuit, you're not going to fail when you get out in the world.
Tell you about my friends at Bath Fitter. 30 years across the country they've been doing this stuff. 20 plus years in Rochester. You don't have that kind of longevity without treating your customers right, doing great quality work. Please check them out online, bathfitter.com. Call the local office at 617-0007. It's Bath Fitter Rochester. Don't be a DIY diva and try to do it yourself. Don't screw it up. Let the pros do it. Remodel with confidence. Remodel with Bath Fitter. And please tell them you heard about it right here from Jeff DiVeronica on the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show. We're brought to you by Salvador's Pizza.
There are plenty of professional sports teams in Rochester, but there's also a lot of great high school sports action in each town in our area. When's the last time you checked out a high school game? Section 5 sports are about more than just wins and losses. They're about teaching teamwork, dedication, and discipline. So support the kids who play for your school. Get out and watch a high school game today. For more information, including schedules, rosters, and stats, visit section5.org. That's sectionv.org. Brought to you by the Monroe County League and Section 5.
In doing the work you do, if you're hurt, we'll help you through.
Don't be fooled. Video hearings are as critical as appearing in person.
Make sure your rights are protected.
Your employer has trained specialists on their side.
And the judges work for New York State.
The only person on your side
is the attorney at your side.
Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys.
Get in the game at Rochester Regional Health Total Sports Experience. TSC micro programs are a jumpstart to an active lifestyle. Programs start at age 2, where kids learn the fundamentals of team sports in a fun and friendly environment. Celebrate a birthday or special occasion with the whole team. Our event staff can coordinate a super fun day, from gameplay to party room. Book it today. Adult leagues and tournaments are offered in soccer, lacrosse, and more. 2 Rochester locations. Visit totalsports-experience.com.
Local McDonald's operators care about our local schools, teams, and student athletes. That's why they support the return of high school athletics in the Rochester area and around the state. See you before or after the big game at McDonald's. Welcome back, Section 5. Game on!
Welcome back to the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show on Rock Sports Now. Jeff DiVeronica and Steve Bradley, along with the coach and one of the seniors for the Portside Royals. It's Greg Stahl and Ryan Plouffe. Steve Bradley, let's talk some hockey with these guys.
Coach Stahl, thanks for being here. And you're a veteran coach. You've coached a lot of sports, softball and hockey. What was it like bringing 2 teams together as one and focusing on that message that Ryan mentioned, that you are one team and you are together now?
Yeah, well, we had a good group, number one, which is key. And, I just basically – the kids bought into the fact that, first of all, this is the first merger where you have 2 schools that had programs. It's not like we're just adding a school that didn't have a program. So both these teams had a team last year, and they had to kind of walk away from that. And so that is an interesting dynamic that we're dealing with. But they have a chance to do something special that nobody else has been able to do. They get a chance to do it with class, and they have to deal with some gives and takes. They have to kind of work together. And I'll tell you, the group we have has been amazing. These kids have embraced it. Some of them had to give up numbers and work together on the solution for the fact that both of them had a number 3. There's so many dynamics that came about, but they have embraced every minute and just made the decision that they're going to do whatever is best for the 25 guys, and it doesn't matter what school. And that's really what we've emphasized.
Is it still Class B?
No, they're Class A with the merger.
Okay, Class A. Okay,
And I saw them play their first game, their opener against Penfield, who's off to a good start. The hockey looks good, Greg. I mean, what do you like about the on-ice product so far?
We got a lot of talent. Obviously, Ryan's a big-time talent, but also Evan Bovey, Johnny Lamonaco, a lot of our seniors. We got good goaltending. We think as the season goes on, we're gonna do some damage. It's going to be a tough schedule, but we're up for the challenge.
2 in a row, 2 wins since that. You beat Irondequoit 9-0. You beat the Gates Chalet team 2-0. Couple goals in that one from Ryan Plouffe. You got 4 on the season, 4 assists, and Frank Grad also with 4 and 3 on the season. Ryan, first do me a favor, shake that hair out, will you? Let's see this hair. All right, just after practice, love it. Have you always been a hockey kid? Do you play other sports, or is this your thing? And I guess when did it become your thing?
I played hockey my whole life. I also played. I started lacrosse in like 7th grade, and I dropped it sophomore year because I don't know, was lost interest in it. But yeah, I've always been hockey, just strictly all year hockey. That's about it.
Coach Stahl, what makes this guy such a great scorer?
He's tenacious on the puck. He's not just a scorer. He's a puck possession guy. He does a lot of things really well. But yeah, some kids just know how to finish, and if he has a chance, it's probably going to be in the back of the net, and that's what he's gifted with, the goal scoring knack. It's but he's also got the skill and the strength and the determination to back it up.
Ryan, there's a guy downstate that runs a website. His name's Travis Jackson. It's called 5 Minute Major. He's done a thing for a couple of years about the New York State All-Hair team. If that comes out again this year, you got to be on top of that, okay?
When they did that, because we had a couple of kids a couple of years back that were on the All-Hair team.
So you're like on the preseason watch list. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I'm on the scouting.
For sure. Hey, talk about your role as a leader, though, on this team, especially with everybody coming together and the challenge as a senior leader of trying to get that unity in the locker room. Because in hockey, like any sport, that how you guys are off the ice is probably a real key as to how well you perform on the ice.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely new. Because like before, I was a junior last year before the merge, and I had played with completely different kids for 3 years up until my last year. So we just really had to bring everyone together and get everyone playing together, get our lines fixed, a couple practices to see who would work best together. But, we go to our dinners and stuff after our wins, really try to bond together. I think that's the key to showing success on the ice.
Greg, Ryan's talked a little bit about, having the experience, but you've got 2 freshman goalies, Liam Bishoping and Danny Kuzmarowski. Danny's 1-1 with a 1.50 goals against average, impressive 9.40 save percentage. And Liam has a shutout, 21 saves. What are the strengths of those 2 young men?
They're both very, very good for their age. They're very mature. They both compete really hard. It's a really difficult decision for us every time we got to make a decision as to who's going to play goal. But yeah, they're both solid. We're excited about them and their futures. They're different, but their compete level is really high, and their maturity level is high for their age. And they're doing a good job of just kind of plowing through it here together. Danny's in a little different position than Liam. Danny didn't play very much last year for us, but he's a very, very good goaltender. Liam got a little bit more playing time on the Spencerport side, but in games. But at the end of the day, they're both very good, and we're fortunate to have them both. They're in a competitive situation, but that's good for both of them.
Hey, let me just follow up real quick because he said they're different. Are goalies like relievers in baseball? Are goalies like a little off, Coach? Like the more off the kid is, and I mean that in a nice way, Mom and Dad. I'm not off like he's, but are they a little different goalies or no?
Well, all I'll say is I was a goalie, so I'm one of the normal ones, and there's only a couple. But no, they're these 2 are not that different. But I did have to have a conversation with one of our guys to say, hey, stop talking to the goalie between periods. Just don't talk to him. But yeah, they're a little different breed. But a lot of pressure on those goaltenders. Lots of pressure.
This is more from the hockey dad perspective. My son was a defenseman, so the goalies are playing well. We've talked about the forwards. Who are some of the guys on the blue line that are doing the job for you this year?
LaMonaco would be our biggest standout. Senior captain defenseman. He's got to take charge in the defense show the younger guys. We have all other senior defensemen. We got Landon Kovacic Jr. But yeah, they're just taking the leadership, showing the younger defensemen how to run it. And they're going to leave them next year, so they're going to have to show the leadership themselves next year.
Well, look, we appreciate you guys doing the interview. We had some technical stuff starting before. We appreciate it. Greg, I think the last time we talked to you was right before we got the go-ahead to start hockey last year. I mean, again, we all got to be safe and do smart things, but how excited are you to have hockey back at this capacity, people in the stands, and kids playing hockey again?
Yeah, we're excited. We're just trying to keep going with the season. It's been a wild 1 month that we've had so far, not even together 3 weeks, and the kids have had to go from, never playing together to what we're trying to do today. So we're just trying to keep ahead, but we're very excited, and we're just expecting that as the season goes on, the kids are going to continue to grow together. So.
Well, they're the Portside Royals. They're off to a 2-1 start. We look to see more things coming. Look at all the great gear. They got new gear. They just got all new gear out there on the west side. Fantastic. Greg Stahl, thanks for being part of our show again. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
And also Ryan Plouffe. Don't call me Trevor. Nice to meet you, young man.
Dude, thanks for having me.
All right. And, of course, thanks to Greg Stahl and Bob Johnson Chevrolet. Not just our program. Many, many great endeavors throughout the area. You see Bob Johnson Chevrolet. They're taking over Rochester. You need a vehicle. Our families drive Bob Johnson vehicles. Please support them because they support local high school sports and the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show. Thanks for watching us right here on Rock Sports Now. There's one of those great sponsors right there. Bath Fitter. You need to remake your bathroom. They can do it in one day. That's unheard of, Steve. One day. Don't be a do-it-yourself diva. I never try that baloney. 617-0007, bathfitter.com. Get your stuff taken care of for the new year or the holiday. Tell them you heard about it right here on the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show. Thanks to our guests. Thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to my co-host, Steve Bradley, and our producer, Joe Brott. And for all of you for watching us right here on Rock Sports Now.